Hey guys, it's me again, Money Monroe. Thank you for joining the Money Experience. And today on Everyday People, met this young lady about a year, maybe 2 years ago on social media. We had some common interests and we just stayed friends, encouraging each other. And so thought it'd be real nice to have her on today. So with that, I want her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Tanisha, Chef Tanisha from Delightful Catering by Tanisha, located here in Marietta, Georgia.
All right, so I'm gonna jump back and then I'm gonna go forward.
Okay.
So when I first met you, you had a lot of community stuff going on.
Still do.
You were PTA president.
I'm now.
Everything. So talk a little bit about that.
So I still do.
Okay.
I am District 9 I'm a District 9 Assistant Director for the state of Georgia. I'm also the co-president of South Cobb PTA.
Okay.
I actually belong to a group called Classy Living Society, which is a philanthropic group of professional women here in Atlanta that get together, and every time we get together, we do something that has something to do with the charity. Okay. So that's from giving away clothes to building houses, food, whatever. So yeah, so still involved in the community.
So that's what's up. So when I always think about you, when I think about when we had met and you was like, oh, I'm running to do this and I got to run and do that.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you to be a part of the community?
I was raised in the church. My grandfather was a pastor, and so he instructed us that 80-20, 80% of the church assists, but that 20% does the work. And so I just was taught to work. You in your life, your work speaks for you. You only have your name, so you have to have a good name.
All right. So tell me how do you juggle? How do you juggle everything you got on? Because you mommy,
yeah,
right? We can't forget about that.
Now,
you mommy.
I have 3 kids.
Right? And then you got businesses going on, then
yeah.
you got community work. How do you juggle it? Talk to me.
Schedule. I live by a freaking schedule. I just took up baseball team mom this year. So my son's spring ball over there in Milford, he plays second base. So I'm now a team mom. But I live by a schedule. Everything is scheduled in my life. Everything, including playtime for me.
Okay.
Schedule.
So do you think that makes it easier for you, or does it just give you the structure that you need, right? And so let me tell you where I'm going with that.
Okay.
Right? Because sometimes we'll have a schedule, and that schedule will actually be hard to stick by, and you'll be like, well, I need to move this over here, and I need to do that. So does it just give you structure, or do you live by your schedule?
I live by my schedule, but I do make time for things to pop and move.
Okay.
So I'm not like die hard, I gotta do this.
Okay.
But I have every day I start a to-do list, and I put what I need to get done for the day on that list.
All right.
And I usually start with like the simpler things first, get out of the way.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, get that stuff out of the way, and then I'll hit that harder stuff. But I also work, for the government, so outside of having my catering company and PTA and the kids, I work in COVID response. So that's where the rubber meets the road. So that's the hardest part of my day is COVID response.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, right? Let's talk about life in general, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when we're younger, we have all these grand plans of what we want to do. And if we don't have that schedule laid out, we can get off track. So tell me, are you on schedule with your life?
I would say no. I'll be very honest. No. I have done everything from, I have a BS in healthcare administration, so I used to run nursing homes. I worked in social services in the entertainment industry, so I did that. I was a record exec. I was a radio personality and morning show producer. I've been everywhere. I've done retail. I've never worked in fast food. That's one thing I've never done. I was a little too bougie for that.
Okay.
But I've always had this thing called my mouth, and so it's always, and God's favor has always made room for me.
Got you.
So, no. I want my PhD, but I have to get my son into 3rd grade first, and he's only in 1st. So, but yeah, I want my PhD next.
So you went ahead and readjusted your schedule
of
life.
Always.
So that you can keep going.
Gotta be flexible.
Okay. And then you also said one other thing too that's always key and important that we gotta remember, and that's God's favor. We can't do nothing without him.
I don't know where I would be without his favor and grace.
Okay.
Mercy, so thankful for that, but his grace is more than sufficient. So
that's awesome.
yeah, I keep him at the forefront for sure. That's that
awesome.
foundation.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now the whole reason why I brought you here today.
It's food.
Let's talk about it, Chef.
So I'm a Cali girl. So we're used to everything: Mexican, Italian, Asian. But then now there's this new wave of gluten-free and vegan and all that good stuff. So at Delightful, that's what we do. We do everything with a Southern twist.
Okay.
But I brought some food today. I hate serving food that has to travel and transport. So I'm telling you this now. So with cheese, it congeals. Like it starts to. So I don't like that. Like when you see my food on my website, which is Delightful Catering by Tanisha.com. But when you see my food on the website, you'll see it's bright and I love color.
Okay.
So I love bright colors in my food.
Sister,
yeah,
the yellow
card.
McLaren, we got.
I got my Laker
nice
colors on. What?
Okay.
Did not know that. But yeah, I love bright and fresh food.
Okay.
And organic food.
That's
and
what's up.
eating healthy is not expensive. It
Gotcha.
truly is not expensive. I teach a cooking class in Clayton County.
Okay.
Once a month. June starts twice a month, and now I'm about to take over another part of the Clayton County area for cooking classes. So I teach seniors how to cook healthy and inexpensive. So.
Got you. So we're gonna wrap it up in a second, but talk about how did it just come about? Because like I'm seeing you talking about PTA and I gotta do this and I gotta do this, and then the next thing, chef. I'm like, wow, where did that come from?
So everybody has always loved my food, right?
Okay.
So for parties, gatherings, family gatherings, people were like, hey, Tanisha, can you make such and such? So 2020 of March of 2020, I lost my position at CDC. They closed my division and they were like, well, we don't need you, so deuces. So I had my severance package and my unemployment, and then COVID hits. Boom.
It is all hard.
So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I started losing weight, gained it all back, all this food that I cooked. But I gained it all back. But in the course of that, my middle child was like, Mom, you should get paid for your food. And I was like, dude, no, nobody wants to eat my food. And she was like, no, Mom, really? So one of my PTA moms, why are you trying to play me on the PTA? Her sister was getting married. And she said, hey, maybe you should put in to cook for my sister's wedding. And I was like, I don't know about a wedding, my first gig.
Right.
So August 10th, Delightful Catering came around. Her wedding was August 10th, which is also my second child's birthday. So
okay.
I guess it was, serendipitous?
Yeah.
And so that's how it started, literally. And I have not worked. Like, I've taken time off where I closed my calendar, but like as far as not being booked, I have not had an issue. I've been booked at least 3 to 4 times a month.
Gotcha.
Since I started.
So that's awesome. So, we can go down the list of things that you got going on.
Yeah.
That PhD is now on the schedule.
Yeah.
On the horizon.
I want to hear Dr. Tanisha.
You want to hear Dr. Tanisha?
I do.
So I'm gonna start calling you every time I call you or hit you up. I'm gonna say
Doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah.
So, it was great having you today.
Great seeing you.
So what I want you to do before we go is I just want you to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so again, Delightful Catering by Tanisha.com. I'm on Instagram, same name. I'm on Facebook, same name. Or you can call me at 310-874-6807. Again, 310-874-6807. Or Delightful Catering Marietta at Gmail.
So again, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We about to get into some of that food over there. If you want to see it, go to the website and you can see it because we're about to tear this up. Again, it's me, Money Monroe. Like, share, subscribe, The Money Experience. Till next time, we out.
Deuces.
My circle begins smaller, but I just been going